This is your 2020 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Now I did a pretty deep dive on the gasoline engine and I'll link to that in the description below, but let's do a quick run around on the hybrid version. So this is the XSE trim. So you have your LED fog lights and your LED headlights and your halogen turn signals. And because it's a hybrid and because it's Toyota, they have this cool little blue pattern around the Toyota logo. Very nice there. And aside from that, the rest of the front end looks the same. Beautiful 18-inch gloss black wheels. And more than that, for me, what really stands out is the very cool gloss black wheel arches. Just makes it stand out that much more. You get the hybrid logo with the little blue there, and that's Toyota's ongoing motif, and I like it. And turn signals in the side mirrors. And here's a bit of an irk for me. It says all-wheel drive, and that's cool and all that, but every RAV4 hybrid is all-wheel drive, so I don't know if they needed to put it there, branding, badging, whatever. But anyway, that's just my 2 cents on that. Looking around the rear, same thing as the gasoline engine. You still get the cool blue pattern because it's the hybrid for the actual Toyota logo. There's the trim XSE and the hybrid badging again, and of course you have the RAV4. What's interesting about this, and what I really commend Toyota for, is whether it's the gasoline engine you go for or the hybrid, you still get the same amount of cargo space. And cargo figures are on the screen right now. You get the little tonneau cover to give a little bit of privacy for things that you don't want people just peering into. You get nice twin tailpipes, chrome finishers, symmetrical, and you know how much I like symmetry. Let's take a quick peek at the dashboard. So similar to the gasoline RAV4, the difference here is instead of your tachometer on the left, you have kind of like, it's like an eco tachometer. So when you're braking, it goes down to the charging section showing that battery's being recharged. There's your eco, and that's kind of your sweet spot. That's where you want to be while you're driving to make the most out of it. But if you need to get out of a collision situation, or you just need to pump the gas for a bit for whatever reason, your needle will jump into the power zone. So this is cool. I like this. All Toyota Lexuses have this. So that's what's left of the battery. And right into the car's in park, as you can see. So I'm going to quickly just slide it, into drive. And you'll see as soon as I start moving, there'll be a bunch of yellow arrows, and we'll just take it from there. So right now the battery is pushing power to all 4 wheels, and I'll get it to like 1 kilometer an hour, and it should just go to the front wheels. Of course, no, there we go. I was going to say, of course it's not doing it because it's on camera. So I'm just going to slow it right back down, and again, that shows where the power source is coming to propel the car. And if I was going a lot faster, the battery would light up and show that it's putting power to all the 4 wheels. Really nice layout. Love the analogs on the outsides and bookending the digital on the inside. 8-inch infotainment screen, touchscreen, very easy to use, very Toyota, and very RAV4 gasoline. So I like that there's a lot of consistency there. This does have the upgraded 11-speaker JBL audio system. Sounds really nice, really cool. Part of the upgraded package here, I believe it's the XSE technology package. You have your wireless charging, and we'll jump more into that once we get the vehicle on the road. And you get your drive modes as well, Eco, Sport, and Normal. And here's a quick peek at what it looks like on screen. So left for Eco, which is green, right for Sport, which is red, and then you push down and you're back to normal. So I've lived in eco mode as much as possible because, well, that's kind of the whole point of having a hybrid vehicle. One last thing before we wrap up. This is a very cool, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's Toyota's digital rear view mirror, and you just toggle back and forth, and you have your settings there. And what I like is that the camera is actually in the vehicle as opposed to being on the antenna up top. So keeps it away from the dirt, dust, muck, rain, and whatever else. You do get a regular sunroof, but there is no availability for a panoramic sunroof. And I don't really care, personally. Just give me a sunroof. You know, some beats none every day of the week. Let's do the drive. 2020 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. So 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, and your net output for horsepower, surprisingly, is more than the gasoline version. And we've got 219 horsepower here. I'm pleasantly surprised at how quick and brisk the hybrid is. I knew there'd be a difference in driving feel and dynamics. I wasn't expecting it to be so quick off the line and getting onto the highway and avoiding potential collision situations. So I'm very happy that the hybrid has a distinct difference, because if it was too close and too similar, Yeah, you're saving money at the pump, but for those of us that want to enjoy the driving feel and find out what the differences are, Toyota has definitely made it very distinct. So I'm happy that they've done that. Overall, the handling is surprisingly good for a taller SUV, higher center of gravity. You can have a bigger center of gravity. I guess you could. Anyways, driving feel dynamics really, really good, and you have to, drive it around for a few days. If you're buying, leasing, financing, whatever with the hybrid, it's really quiet. And yes, I know it's a hybrid, and I know why, but a couple of times I caught myself just peeking down at the dashboard. I'm like, oh, right, EV mode. So it's a really quiet cabin. Even when the engine's going, it's relatively quiet. If you don't like the quietness too much, there's the optional 11-speaker JBL audio system, which sounds absolutely fantastic. Seats, same as the internal combustion engine option, very comfortable, very not quite snug, but they keep you in place, and I attribute that to the very, very pronounced side bolsters. So thanks, Toyota, for, again, keeping as much as you can consistent between the hybrid version and the gasoline version. Another consistency is the fuel tank, and it's 55 liters regardless of which RAV4 you get. Same thing with the cargo. Whether you go gasoline or hybrid, you're still getting the same cargo space. So I like that there's no compromises on that side. Let's quickly dip into fuel figures. So again, on the 55 liter tank, it's 5.7 liters in the city, 6.3 liters on the highway for a blended total of 6.0. I'm pretty impressed with that. Now, I've had a really good week in the RAV4 hybrid, and I ended up at 5.8. Well, as of now, I've still got to take the car back to Toyota's head office, but I'm at 5.8 liters per 100 kilometers through about 300 kilometers. So, again, very Toyota. Toyota's, famed for their great hybrid options in their lineup, and not just their current lineup, but going back to the first iteration of the Prius. All RAV4s, whether they are gasoline or hybrid, get Toyota's Safety Sense 2.0, and there's a list on the screen right now of what exactly that entails. And I know I keep going on about it if you've watched any of my past reviews, but the automotive industry is jumping forward at a very quick pace for making a lot of these active safety measures standard fare, and I think it's a fantastic and very smart move for consumers as well as other drivers out there, or pedestrians or cyclists. This does have the upgraded technology package, and while the list is on the screen again for you, I'll give you some highlights. So it's the 11-speaker JBL audio system, it's navigation, it's rear cross traffic braking, it's got the wireless charging, which comes in handy a lot more than I thought. I don't mind just plugging one cable in, but if I've got a passenger in the car or a couple of them, the wireless charging definitely makes a very big difference. It's got the soft tech material for the seats, the 8-inch screen, and for me, the big home run here is that digital review mirror. You just get such a wider view of it, and to me, if that was a standalone option, I would absolutely get it. The key reason I'd pick up the hybrid over the gasoline version is you can go about 900 kilometers to a tank of gas, and that's split between the gas and the EV and the battery. And you're not losing any creature comforts. The seats are still comfortable. The infotainment is still easy to use. All of the HVAC stuff is the same. You don't sacrifice any cargo space at all. So it's still functional and practical for you. It's quicker off the line, and I find you get more power beneath your right foot than you do with the gasoline version. So I think Toyota has absolutely knocked it out of the park here. And yes, you can go to the top trim limited, which gets you a few other bells and whistles, but I think regardless of what trim you pick for the hybrid, you're gonna drive away a winner. Should make the puns very car appropriate, all right? That's gonna wrap up the review on the 2020 RAV4 Hybrid. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments, and I'll do my best to get you answers as soon as possible. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate the support. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Be well, be healthy, be safe, and I'll be back sooner than later with my next review.